Om Para Brahmaya Vidmahe Shiva Tattvaya Dhimahi Tanno Mohan Prachodayat. Om Para Brahmaya Vidmahe Shiva Tattvaya Dhimahi Tanno Mohan Prachodayat. Om Para Brahmaya Vidmahe Shiva Tattvaya Dhimahi Tanno Mohan Prachodayat. Om Gam Ganesha Nama. Om Gam Ganeshaya Nama. Om Gam Ganesha Nama. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandham Pushti Vardhanam Urvarakamiva Bandhanat Mrityor Mamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandham Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityo Mamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandham Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityor Mamritat. Om Harlim Baglam Ki Fat Swaha. Om Harlim Baglam Ki Fat Swaha. Om Harlim Lakram Ki Fat Swaha. Om Shri Gurudeva Datta. Om Shri Gurudeva Datta. Om Shri Gurudeva Datta. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Para Brahmane Namah. Om Para Brahmane Namah. Om Para Brahmane Namah. Om Para Brahmaya Vidmahe Shiva Tattvaya Dhimahi Tanno Mohan Prachodayat. Om Shri Sai Nataya Namah. Om Shri Sai Nataya Namah. Om Shri Sai Nataya Namah. Namaste, Jai Mohanji. My name is Ashadre from the Mohanji Datta Puvan Ashram in South Africa. Today I'm going to be reading chapters 23 and 24. Chapter 23. We are going to be reading about the yoga and onion, Shama being cured from a snake bite, the cholera ordinance broken, and the ordeal of a Guru Bhakti. Preliminary. Really, this Java, or human soul, transcends the three qualities, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. But being deluded by Maya, he forgets his nature, which is existence, knowledge, bliss, and thinks that he is the doer and enjoyer, and thus entangles himself in endless miseries, and does not know the way of deliverance. The only way of deliverance is the loving devotion towards the Guru's feet. The great player or actor, Lord Sai, has delighted his bhaktis and transformed them into himself, his nature. We regard Sai Baba as an incarnation of God for reasons already stated, but he always said that he is an obedient servant of God, though an incarnation. He showed the people the way and how to behave satisfactorily and carry out the duties of their respective stations or varnas in this life. He never emulated others in any way, nor asked others to have something done for him. For him who saw the Lord in all movable and immovable things of this world, humility was the most proper thing. None he disregarded or disrespected, for he saw Narayan or Lord in all beings. He never said, I am God, but he was a humble servant, and he always remembered him and always uttered Allah Malik, which is God is the sole proprietor or owner. We do not know the various kinds of saints, how they behave, what they do and eat, etc. We only know that by God's grace they manifest themselves in this world to liberate the ignorant and bound souls. If there be any store of merits on our account, we get desire in listening to the stories and leelas of the saints, otherwise not. Let us turn to the main stories of this chapter. The Yoga and Onion. Once it so happened, a sadhak of yoga came to Shruti with Nanasab Chandokar. He had studied all the works of yoga, including the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, but had no practical experience. He could not concentrate his mind and attain samadhi even for a short time, though he thought that if Sai Baba be pleased with him, he will show him the way to attain samadhi for a long time. With this object in view, he came to Shirdi, and when he went to the masjid, he saw Sai Baba eating bread with onion. On seeing this, a thought arose in his mind. How can this man, eating stale bread with raw onions, solve my difficulties and help me? Sai Baba read his mind and said to Nana Sahib, "O Nana, he who has the power to digest onion should eat it and none else." Hearing this remark, the yogi was wonderstruck, and then he fell at Baba's feet with complete surrender. With a pure and open mind, he asked his difficulties and got their solutions from Baba. Thus, being satisfied and happy, he left Shirdi with Baba's Udi and blessings. Shama cured of the snake bite. Before Himatpant begins the story, he says about the jiva that it can be very well compared with a parrot, and that they both are bound, the one in the body and the other in a cage. Both think that their present bound state is good for them. It is only when a helper, being a guru, comes and by the grace of God opens their eyes and liberates them from their bondage, that their eyes are opened to a greater and larger life, compared to their former limited life is nothing. In the last chapter, it was shown how Baba anticipated the calamity that was to befall on Mr. Mirikar and rescued him from it. Now let the readers hear a story grander than that. Once Shama was bitten by a poisonous snake. His little finger of the hand was stung, and poison began to spread into his body. The pain was also severe, and Shama thought that he would pass off soon. His friends wanted to take him to the god Viroba, where such cases were often sent, but Shama ran to the masjid, to his Viroba, Sai Baba. When Baba saw him, he began to scold and abuse. He got enraged and said, "O vile Patrudya, O priest, do not climb up. Beware if you do so." And then he roared, "Go, get away, come down." Seeing Baba thus red with wrath, Shama was greatly puzzled and disappointed. He thought that the masjid was his home, and Sai Baba his sole refuge. But if he was driven away like this, where should he go? He lost all hope of life and kept silent. After a time, Baba came normal and calm, and when Shama went up and sat near, then Baba told him, "Don't be afraid, don't care a jot. The merciful fakir will save you. Go and sit quiet at home, don't go out, believe in me, remain fearless, and have no anxiety." Then he was sent home. Immediately afterwards, Baba sent Tatya Patel and Kaka Sahib Dixit to him with instructions to the effect. He should eat what he liked, should move in the home, but should never lie down and sleep. Needless to say that these instructions were acted upon, and Shama got a right in a short time. The only thing to be remembered in this connection is this: the words of Baba, or the 5-syllabled mantra being, "Go, get away, come down," were not addressed to Shama as apparently looked, but they were a direct order to the snake and the poison not to go up and circulate through Shama's body. Like others well versed in the mantra shastra, he had not to use any incantation, charged rice or water. His words were only most effectuous, and in saving the life of Shama. Anyone hearing this story or similar ones will beget firm faith in the feet of Sai Baba, and the only way to cross the ocean of Maya is to remember ever the feet of Baba in the heart. the cholera epidemic. Once cholera was raging virulently in Shirdi. The residents were much frightened, and they stopped all communication with the outside people. The punchers of the village assembled together and decided upon two ordinances as a remedy to check and put down the epidemic. They were: 1. No fuel car should be allowed to come into the village, and 2. No goat should be killed there. If anybody disobeyed these ordinances, they were to be fined by the village authorities and the punchers. Baba knew that all of this was mere superstition, and therefore he cared twopence for the cholera ordinances. While the ordinances were in force, a fuel cart came there and wanted to enter the village. Everybody knew that there was dearth of fuel in the village. Still, the people began to drive away the fuel cart. Baba came to know of this. He came to the spot and asked the cartman to take the fuel to the masjid. None dared to raise his voice against this action of Baba. He wanted fuel for his duni, and so he purchased it. Like an Agni Horti, keeping his sacred fire alive throughout his life, Baba kept his duni ever burning all day and night, and for this he always stocked fuel. Baba's home, being the masjid, was free and open to all. It had no lock and key, and some poor people removed some wood from there for their use. Baba did not grumble about this. Baba saw the whole universe was pervaded by the Almighty, and so he never bore enmity or ill will to anybody. Though perfectly detached, he behaved like an ordinary householder and set an example to the people. The ordeal of Guru Bhakti. Let us now see how the second cholera ordinance fared with Baba. While it was in force, somebody brought a goat to the masjid. It was old, weak, and was about to die. At this time, Fakir Pir Muhammad from Malegaon, alias Bade Baba, was near. Sai Baba asked him to behead it with one stroke and offer it as an oblation. This Bade Baba was much respected by Sai Baba. He always sat on the right hand of Sai Baba. After the chilam or pipe was first smoked by him, it was then offered to Baba and others. After the dishes were served, at the time of taking meals at noon, Baba respectfully called Bade Baba and made him sit on his left side, and then all partook of food. Baba paid him also daily of 50 rupees out of the amount collected as dakshina. Baba accompanied him 100 places whenever he was going away. Such was his position with Baba. But when Baba asked him to behead the goat, he flatly refused, saying, "Why, it should be killed for nothing." Then Baba asked Shama to kill it. He went to Radha Krishna Mai and brought a knife from her and placed it before Baba. Knowing the purpose for which the knife was taken, she recalled it. Then Shama went on to bring another knife, but stayed in the wada and did not return soon. Then came the turn of Kaka Sahib Dixit. He was good gold, no doubt, but had to be tested. Baba asked him to get a knife and kill the goat. He went to Satya Wada and returned with a knife. He was ready to kill at Baba's biddings. He was born in a pure Brahmin family and never in his life knew killing. Though quite averse to do any act of violence, he made himself bold to kill the goat. All the people wanted to see that Bade Baba, a Mohammedan, was unwilling to kill it, while a pure Brahmin was making preparations to do so. He tightened his dhota and with semicircular motions raised his hand with the knife and looked at Baba for the final signal. Baba said, "What are you thinking of? Go on, strike." And then, when the hand was just about to come down, Baba said, "Stop. How cruel you are. Being a Brahmin, you are killing a goat?" Kaka Sahib obeyed and kept the knife down and said to Baba, "Your nectar-like word is the law to us. We do not know any other ordinance. We remember you always, meditate on your form, and obey you day and night. We do not know or consider whether it is right or wrong to kill. We do not want to reason or discuss things, but implicit and prompt compliance with Guru's orders is our duty and dharma. Then Baba said to Kaka Sahib that he would himself do the offerings and killing business. It was settled that the goat should be disposed near the place called Takya, where fakirs used to sit. When the goat was being removed to that place, it fell dead on the way. Himmat Pant closes this chapter with the classification of disciples. He says that there are three kinds: first or best, second or middling, third or ordinary. The best kind of disciples are those who guess what their gurus want and immediately carry it out and serve them without waiting for an order from them. The average disciples are those who carry out the orders of their masters to a letter, without any delay. And the third kind of disciples are those who go on postponing and carrying out their orders and making mistakes at every step. The disciples should have firm faith backed up by intelligence, and patience to these, their spiritual goal will not be distant. Control of breath, ingoing and outgoing, or heart yoga, or other difficult practices are not at all necessary. But when disciples get the above-mentioned qualities, they become ready for further instructions, and the masters then appear and lead them on in their spiritual path to perfection. In the next chapter, we will deal with Baba's interesting humor and wit. Bhakti Shri Sai, peace to all. Chapter 24. In this chapter, we will be reading about Baba's wit and humor, Chanak Leela, Himmat Pant, Sudama, and Anna Chanikar versus Mausi Pai. Preliminary. To say that we shall state such and such in the next chapter or this chapter is a sort of egoism. Unless we surrender our ego to the feet of our Satguru, we will not succeed in our undertaking. If we become egoless, then our success is assured. By worshipping Baba, we attain both objects, worldly and spiritual, and are fixed in our true nature and get peace and happiness. Therefore, those who want to gain their welfare should respectfully hear Baba's Leelas or stories and meditate on them. If they do this, they will easily attain the object of their life and get bliss. Generally, all people like wit and humor, but they do not like that the jokes should be cut at their expense. But Baba's methods were peculiar. When it was accompanied with gestures, it was very interesting and instructive. The people, therefore, did not mind if they were held up to the ridicule. Himmat Pant gives his own instance below. Chanak Leela. In Shuddhi, bazaar was held every Sunday, and the people from neighboring villages came there, erected booths and stalls on the street, and sold their wares and commodities. Every noon the masjid was crowded more or less, but on Sunday it was crowded to suffocation. On one such Sunday, Himmat Pant sat in front of Baba, shampooing his legs and muttering God's name. Sharma was on Baba's left, Vaman Rao to his right. Shri Manbhuti and Kaka Sahib Dixit and others were also present there. Then Sharma laughed and said to Anna Sahib, "See that some grains seem to have stuck to the sleeve of your coat." So saying, he touched the sleeve and found that there were some grains. Himmat Pant straightened his left forearm to see what the matter was, when to the surprise of all, some grains of gram came rolling down and were picked up by the people who were sitting there. The incident furnished to a subject matter for joke. Everybody present began to wonder and said something or the other as to how the grains found their way to the sleeve of the coat and lodged there so long. Himmat Pant also could not guess how they found an entrance and stayed there. When nobody could give any satisfactory explanation in this matter, and everybody was wondering about this mystery, Baba said as follows: This fellow, Anasa, has got a bad habit of eating alone. Today is a bazaar day, and he was there chewing grams. I know this. I know his habit, and these grams are proof of it. Wonder what wonder is there in this matter? Himad Pant said, Baba, I never know of eating things alone. Then why do you thrust this bad habit on me? I never yet seen the Shiddi Bazaar. I never went to the bazaar today. Then how could I buy the grams? And how could I eat them? And if I had not bought them, I never eat anything unless I share it with the presence near me. Then Baba said, It is true that you give to the persons present, but if none be nearby, what could you or I do? But do you remember me before eating? Am I not always with you? Then do you offer me anything before you eat? The moral. Let us mark and note carefully what Baba has taught us by this incident. He has advised us that before the senses, mind, and intellect enjoy their objects, he should first be remembered, and if this is done, it is in a way an offering to the moral. Let us mark and note carefully what Baba has taught us by this incident. He has advised us that before the senses, mind, and intellect enjoy their objects, he should first be remembered, and if this is done, in this way an offering to him. The senses can never remain without their objects, but if those objects are first offered to the Guru, the attachment will then naturally vanish. In this way, all vrittis or thoughts regarding desire, anger, and avarice should first be offered and directed to the Guru. And if this practice is followed, the Lord will help you and in eradicating all the vrittis. When before enjoyment of the objects, you think that Baba is close by, the question whether the object is fit to be enjoyed or not will at once arise. Then the object that is not fit to be enjoyed will be shunned, and in this way our vicious habits and vices will disappear, and our character will improve. Then love of the Guru will grow and pure knowledge will sprout up. When this knowledge grows, the bondage of the body conscious via the body will snap, and our intellect will be merged in spirit consciousness via the spirit. Then we shall get bliss and contentment. There is no difference between Guru and God. He who sees a difference in them sees God nowhere. So leaving aside all ideas of differences, we should regard Guru and God as one. And if we serve our Guru as stated above, the Lord or God will be certainly pleased and purifying our minds. He will give us self-realization. To put the matter in a nutshell, we should not enjoy any object with our senses without first remembering our Guru. When the mind is trained in this way, we will always be reminded of Baba, and our meditation on Baba will grow apace. The Sagun form of Baba will ever be before our eyes, and the devotion and non-attachment and salvation will all be ours. When Baba's form is thus fixed before our mental vision, we forget hunger, thirst, and the samsar, the consciousness of worldly pleasures will disappear, and our minds shall attain peace and happiness. Sudama's stories. When the above story was being narrated, Himad Pant was reminded of a similar story of Sudama, which illustrates the same principle, and therefore it is given here. Sri Krishna and his elder brother Balram were living with a co-student named Sudama in the ashram of their guru Sandipani. Once Krishna and Balarama were sent to the forest for bringing fuel. Then the wife of Sandipani sent also Sudama for the same purpose, and some quantity of grams for the three. When Krishna met Sudama in the forest, he said to him, Dada, I want water as I am thirsty. Sudama replied, no water should be drunk on an empty stomach, so it is better to rest a while. He did not say that he had grams with him and that he should take some. As Krishna was tired, he lay down for rest on the lap of Sudama and was snoring. Seeing this, Sudama took out the bag and began to eat. Then Krishna suddenly asked him, Dada, what are you eating? Where's the sound? He replied, what is there to eat? I am shivering with cold and my teeth are chattering. I can't even repeat distinctly Vishnu Sahasra Nama. Hearing this, the omniscient Krishna said, I just dreamt a dream. In this, I saw a man eating things of another. And when asked about this, he said, what earth or dust should he eat? Meaning that there is nothing to eat. The other man said, let it be so. Sudama's story. When the above story was being narrated, Himmat Pant was reminded of a similar story of Sudama, which illustrates the same principle, and therefore it is given here. Sri Krishna and his elder brother Balaram were living with a co-student named Sudama in the ashram of their guru, Sandipani. Once Krishna and Balaram were sent to the forest for bringing fuel. The wife of Sandipani sent also Sudama for the same purpose, but with some quantity of grams for the three. When Krishna met Sudama in the forest, he said to him, Dada, I want water as I am thirsty. Sudama replied, no water should be drunk on an empty stomach, so it is better to rest a while. He did not say that he had got grams with him and that he should take some. As Krishna was tired, he lay down for rest and on the lap of Sudama and was snoring. Seeing this, Sudama took the grams and began to eat. When Krishna suddenly asked him, Dada, what are you eating? Where's the sound? He replied, what is there to eat? I am shivering with cold and my teeth are chattering. I can't even repeat distinctly Vishnu Sahasra Nama. Hearing this, the omniscient Krishna said, I had a dream in which I saw a man eating things of another. And when asked about this, he said, what earth or dust should he eat? Meaning thereby that he had nothing to eat. The other man said, let it be so. Dada, this is only a dream, and I know that you won't eat anything without me. Under the influence of the dream, I asked you what you were eating. If Sudama had known a bit of the omniscience, Sri Krishna and his Leelas, he would not have acted as he did. Therefore, he had to suffer for what he did. Though he was a chum of Sri Krishna, he had to pass this later life in utter poverty. When he later offered Krishna a handful of parched rice, earned by his wife with her own labor, Krishna was pleased and gave him a golden city to enjoy. This story should be remembered by those who have the habit of eating things alone, without partaking them with others. The Shruti also emphasizes this lesson, and asks us to offer things first to God, and then enjoy them after. They then renounced by him. Baba also has taught us the same lesson in his imitable and humorous way. Anna Chanchanikar versus Mavsi Pai. Himmat Pant now describes another witty incident in which Baba played a peacemaker's part. There was one devotee by the name of Damodar Ganashyama Babara, alias Anna Chanchanikar. He was a simple, rough, and straightforward, and he cared for nothing always spoke plainly, and carried all his dealings in cash. Though he looked outwardly harsh and uncompromising, he was of good nature and guileless, so Sai Baba loved him. One day, like others serving Baba in their own way, this Anna was one noon standing prone and was shampooing the left arm of Baba, which rested on a katara, which is a railing. On the right side, one old woman named Venubai Kaujalgi, whom Baba called mother, and all others Mausibai, was serving Baba in her own way. When Mausibai was an elderly woman of pure heart. She clasped the fingers of both her hands around the trunk of Baba and was at this time kneading Baba's abdomen. She did this so forcefully that Baba's back and abdomen became flat, and Baba moved from side to side. Anna, on the other hand, on the other side was steady, and Masipai's face moved up and down with her strokes. Once it so happened that her face came close to Anna's. Being of a witty disposition, she remarked, "Oh, this Anna is a lewd fellow. He wants to kiss me. Even being so old with grey hair, he feels no shame in kissing me." These words enraged Anna, and he pulled up his sleeves and said, "You say that I am an old bad fellow. Am I quite a fool? It is you who has picked a quarrel and quarrelling with me." All the persons present were enjoying the encounter between them. Baba, who loved both of them equally and wanted to pacify them, managed the affair very skillfully. Lovingly, he said, "Oh, Anna, why are you unnecessarily raising this hue and cry? I do not understand what harm or impropriety is there when the mother is kissed." Hearing these words of Baba, both of them were satisfied, and all persons laughed merrily and enjoyed Baba's wit to their heart's content. Baba's characteristics, his dependency on Bhaktas. Baba allowed his devotees to serve him in their own way and did not like any other persons interfering in this. To quote, for instance, the same Bhavsi Bai on another occasion, kneading Baba's abdomen. Seeing the fury and force used by her, all other devotees felt nervous and anxious. They said, "Oh, mother, be more considerate and moderate, otherwise you'll break Baba's arteries and nerves." At this, Baba got up at once from his seat, dashed his satka on the ground. He got enraged and his eyes became red like live charcoal. None dared to stand before or face Baba. Then he took hold of the one end of the satka and with both hands pressed it in the hollow of his abdomen. The other end he fixed to the post and began to press his abdomen against it. The satka, which was about 2 or 3 feet in length, seemed to go into the abdomen, and the people feared that the abdomen would be ruptured in a short time. The post was fixed and immovable, and Baba began to go closer and closer to it and clasp the post firmly. With every moment the rupture was expected, they were all dismayed and did not know what to do, and stood dumb with wonder and fear. Baba suffered this ordeal for the sake of his Bhakta. The other devotees wanted only to give a hint to Mausibai to be moderate in her service and not cause any trouble or pain to Baba. This they did with good intention, but Baba did not brook even this. They were surprised to see that their well-intentioned effort had a result in this catastrophe, and they could not do anything but wait and see. Fortunately, Baba's rage soon cooled down. He left the satka and resumed his seat. From this time onwards, the devotees took the lesson that they should not meddle with anybody, but allow them to serve Baba as he chooses, as he was capable to gauge the merits and worth of the service rendered to him. Bhakta Shri Sai, peace to all. Thank you. Please join us tomorrow for the next chapters of the Sai Sat Charitra. Thank you. And please join us tomorrow for the next chapters of the Sai Sat Charitra.